Hi, Rick Kaler. Thanks for joining me. Last week, I listed some of the ways to find a competent and trustworthy investment advisor. One of the most important is to be sure the advisor owes you a fiduciary duty. Now, this means the advisor's legal and ethical responsibility is to act in your best interest, not their own and not their employer's. An ongoing legal case featured in an October 31 article by Ann Marsh in the online financial planning magazine highlights both the importance and the difficulty of finding a fiduciary advisor. Now, full disclosure, I'm one of the several advisors quoted in the article. The whistleblower case that she features in the article is against J.P. Morgan. It involves advisor and former J.P. Morgan employee Johnny Burris, who says he was fired after refusing to give in to pressure to sell some of his employer's high-priced products that he didn't believe to be in the best interest of his client. Here's why the case is important to anyone looking for financial advice. Many advisors at investment firms like J.P. Morgan hold the Certified Financial Planner designation, that's CFP. According to the website of the CFP Board of Standards, the organization which awards the certification, CFPs are required, and I quote, to put your interests ahead of their own at all times, and to provide their financial planning services as fiduciary, acting in the best interests of their financial planning clients, end quote. Now, this sounds straightforward enough. Since 2008, the CFP board has positioned the CFP designation as an indicator that an advisor will put clients' interests first. Unfortunately, that isn't quite accurate. Here's the really tricky part. Advisors who sell financial products are allowed to wear two hats in their interaction with consumers. Anytime they are giving financial advice and acting as financial planners, as defined by the CFP board, they are expected to act in the best interests of the client or the customer. If they don't give any financial advice, other than what is ancillary to the sale, which is a very, very confusing concept, the sale of the financial products that they're selling to that same client or who's a customer now, that fiduciary requirement doesn't apply. The consumer is apparently expected to have exceptional discernment and knowledge to know which hat at any given time is being worn by the advisor. As a consumer, you can assume advisors holding the CFP designation have completed many hours of education and passed tests to assess their professional competence. However, because of the CFP board's hair splitting on this, you cannot assume CFP equals fiduciary. You still have to ask two essential questions. The first is, in this engagement with me, who are you primarily responsible to, me or your company? An advisor employed by a brokerage house or investment bank is very likely to be held most responsible to their company and expected to sell that firm's financial products, as in the case of J.P. Morgan. This sets up a real conflict of interest. And the conflict of interest is in that the products with the highest fees will make the most money for the firm and the advisor, while those with the lower fees may well be in the best interest of the clients. A CFP advisor who works for an independent financial planning firm may be less likely to be pressured to sell a given line of products. They also may do enough financial planning to be required to be a fiduciary. However, in this case, you still need to ask The second question: how do you get paid? Any advisor who receives income from selling financial products, which is a commission, cannot fully represent clients as a fiduciary without first overcoming an inherent conflict of interest. An advisor who doesn't sell any products, who gives investment advice, and whose income comes solely from the client fees that they charge, is answerable and responsible to these clients as a fiduciary. You can trust that such a fee-only advisor would genuinely put your interests first. Thanks for listening.